with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Thursday, wherever you are, and we do have a special book, a beautiful book to read together. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, wherever you are. I hope that you are well. I hope that everything that you're doing today is full of fun. Yes, it is something that it leaves your heart full for sure. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I have lots of soccer to look forward to. Playing soccer this morning, watching soccer, beloved Manchester United playing later on. Cannot wait. I hope that you are well. I hope that you're having fun. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Yes, indeed. I know that tables will be full today in many places, but also just thinking of everybody else that will be gathering and everybody else that may not have enough. And we hope that today, indeed, they can find that little bit to sustain them. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. But in the spirit of the day too, I think I'm just thankful for everybody, thankful for this community, thankful for all the supports in life, and all the people that have shaped who I am, and I hope that too that continue to influence who I am today. And not perfect, but we continue to strive for better, right? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time to be here with us on Storytime on this day today. Thank you so much. And of course, if you're enjoying your break, I hope that you're having a wonderful time. Thank you indeed for being here. We bring back to Storytime, I think, a book that's appropriate for today, Around the Table That Granddad Belt. And this one is written by Melanie HEUISER Hill and illustrations by JAIME Kim. And we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And let us know where you're joining in from. And if anybody else is joining in with you, let us know who it is so we can say hi to them too. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And if you're here live, thank you. I'm glad that our timetables could align and you could be here with us live. But remember too that you can always catch Storytime at a time that works for you on YouTube and Facebook at Storytime with Mr. Limata. And of course, storytimewithmrlimata.com. Thank you so much for joining in today. Happy to be here with you. And remember too that Emerson Elementary is hosting the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair, and that'll be happening on December 7th. It is also a fundraiser for Emerson Elementary, bake sale fundraiser. So go on out there and get to meet the people, and of course meet the authors, meet many creators out there. And of course, if you want some bread, Ed's Bread will be out there too. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Around the Table That Granddad Belt coming up very shortly. But before then, let us see what else we've had this week. We've had some amazing books. I Wish You More. You know that one is a beautiful one indeed. So There Is a Rainbow. And of course, yesterday we were out on Maven Road with the Cookie Maker of Maven Road. Beautiful book indeed. And today, as we said, we're bringing you Around the Table That Granddad Belt. And tomorrow, we have things to do. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Who's here ready to enjoy some Storytime? Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning, Susan. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy you're here and saying good morning. Have fun playing soccer. Looking forward to it. Made sure that with friends, we had an 8 a.m. kickoff and can get back home. People can prep food. People can, get to be with family and friends and whatever else that they're doing. But yeah, looking forward to it for sure. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. What are you up to this morning, Susan? Thank you so much and appreciate you. Thankful for you. Thankful for your friendship. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Wishing you and the entire family and all your loved ones indeed a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We bring to you Around the Table that Granddad belt. This one from Melanie HEUISER Hill and JAIME Kim, and of course Candlewick Press, coming right up very, very shortly after this break. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the other side.
Hi, my name is Zetta Elliott, and I am the author of 40 books for kids, including Dragons in a Bag and A Place Inside of Me. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. And our story today, Around the Table that Granddad belt. But of course, before that, big thank you to Zetta Elliott, amazing creator of many wonderful books, including the beautiful award-winning A Place Inside of Me. And if you've not seen Zetta Elliott's work catalog, please do so. You're certainly missing out. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And Marietta, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Say good morning, Henry, Nick. Oh, good morning to you. Biggest of hugs out there in Harvard, Massachusetts. I'm tuning in from home with homemade waffles. Oh my goodness, that sounds so amazing. Henry has been sick, but feeling a bit better today. Sending love and good vibes to everyone's way. Well, thank you, everyone's way. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And of course, always thinking of you guys. And Henry, I'm glad you're feeling better. And may that trend continue. Yes, I hope that by this weekend, you're up and running and ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Nick, always good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the story that we have here together. Thank you so much for joining in. Here we go. Around the Table that Granddad belt. This one is written by Melanie HEUISER Hill and illustrations by JAIME Kim, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. A big thank you to them indeed for the many books that have allowed us to share here on Storytime. Around the Table that Granddad belt. Written by Melanie HEUISER Hill. Illustrations by JAIME Kim, and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. This is the table that Granddad built. You know, I was thinking every time I'm reading this book, I want to say Grandpa is Granddad. This is the table that Granddad built. Yeah. These are the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Aw, did you pick some flowers for today? Well, we have our flowers today, courtesy of Ari and Megan out in Kentucky. So appreciate that. Please appreciate them for those for sure. These are the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Yeah. These are the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Yeah, aren't they pretty? Went out with my partner, actually went out yesterday looking for napkins. These are the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are our plates, red, orange, and yellow. These are our plates, red, orange, and yellow. Aren't they pretty? These are plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding. Yeah. These are the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding. Yeah. Do you like them? Set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Yeah, these are the glasses for my Mom and Dad's wedding, set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. Yeah. Any special utensils, gifts that you still have from long ago? These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. Yeah. Placed by the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding, set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Oh. This is the squash that took over our garden. These are the potatoes and peppers we roasted. And these are the beans overflowing the bowl. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, making me hungry, making me ready for the day for sure. This is the squash that took over our garden. These are the potatoes and peppers we roasted. And these are the beans overflowing the bowl. Oh. What are you making today? This is the stack of toasty tamales. These are the samosas, spicy and hot. And this is the rice pudding we have every year. Yum. Spicy samosas, spicy and hot samosas definitely takes me back to my school days in Zambia, because we had around the school we had these ladies that would come and sell different kinds of food, and samosas, chapatis were a big hit for sure. You're always saving up, selling milk bottles, Coca-Cola bottles, so you could have some change for lunch money. This is the stack of toasty tamales. These are the samosas, spicy and hot. And this is the rice pudding we have every year. Yeah. What's the staple of your table on a day like this? Oh, yes. This is the bread, still warm. Sounds like those, just like those waffles, right? That grand baked. This is the batter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Oh my goodness. Everything sounds so delicious. Do you have a go-to meal? Do you have something that you make for family gatherings? Yeah, This is the bread, still warm, that Gran baked. This is the batter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Mmm, I want to try that. Oh, yes, indeed. And here are the pies. I made this one myself. Can you guess which one it is? Yum. I'm a pecan pie person myself. What about you? Oh, yes. And here are the pies. I made this one myself. Yes, indeed. Ah, for these hands we hold, for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared, we give thanks. Yeah, yeah, so true. For these hands we hold, for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared, we give thanks. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, around this table that Granddad built. Yes, indeed, we give thanks for this tasty food, for these hands we hold. Yeah, for everything we give thanks around this table that Granddad built. Ah. And that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope that it leaves you feeling appreciative of family, and of course, leaving you feeling how precious those moments are that we get to spend with loved ones. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Around the table, that Granddad Belt, Melanie HEUISER Hill, Jaime Kim, and of course, CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. Please join me back after this short break. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime.
You're watching Storytime with Maple and Cypress. Just kidding. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Harry. I hope that you're doing well out there in Kentucky. Yes, indeed. This is story time. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you enjoyed the book that we had for you today. Around the Table, that Granddad Belt. Thank you so much for joining in story time. And yes, I hope that you can join us tomorrow too when we have our final book for the week, Things to Do, another beautiful one coming to us from Elaine Magliaro and Katia Chen. So do not miss that one. Join in. And of course, if you can be here live with us, I hope that you're able to catch it later on and enjoy that wonderful book indeed. And hopefully giving you ideas for some gifts as we go into December. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Thankful for each and every one of you. And I mean that. Thank you so much. Your friendship, over the years means so much, and I appreciate you. And of course, as we continue to move through life, I wish you nothing but the very best. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Susan. Thank you. Looking forward to soccer in about, in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm excited for that. Thank you so much for joining in. And then, of course, the food afterwards. Cannot wait. Thank you so much for being here. And, of course, appreciate you. Thank you for supporting Storytime from day one. Appreciate you. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day. I hope that you're doing something fun as well. And then, of course, I hope that your gathering later on is fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Nick, Henry, and of course, Marietta out there in Harvard. Thank you so much for joining us today on Storytime. Yes, sending you good vibes right back. And hopefully you're feeling better, Henry, soon. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely. Thank you. I wish you guys were close. Come and join us. We're at the what we call the Gilman Fields out there in Berkeley this morning playing soccer. So if you're out, why not come on out? But I know from Massachusetts, that flight might be a little bit too late there. So next time, Henry, right? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and just extending that to you as well, Susan. Come on and join us. Play soccer with us. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And as you know, too, if you know me, you know I'm a big Manchester United fan, and there's soccer happening 12 to 2 p.m. Good luck finding me. Good luck catching me today. Excited for that game too, but yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you everybody for being here. Marietta, good to see you always, and of course Henry and Nick, glad you could join us too. Feeling better, Henry, and continue getting better and better, stronger and stronger. Susan, everybody else that is joining us here live, and of course joining us later on for the recordings. This has been Storytime on this beautiful day, and of course I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with another exciting story, things to do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing Storytime to be a part of your morning, to be a part of your day. I know that there are many things, many competing things that are happening, but you chose to be here with us, to be a part of this wonderful community, to make this place even better. Yes, indeed. We appreciate you. We love you and wishing you the very best. Thank you. I will see you again tomorrow for more story time, and wishing you the best as you gather around the different tables that you have, you and yours. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories, some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.